Clayon couch. Clayon couch.
Hey, how you guys doing? Welcome to the show. This is the second episode of Clayon Couch with Jacob. Woo! That's how. Don't worry. That's how Jacob says hi to me. You'll get used to it. It's a brand new episode, and look, guys, we're on video. Woo! Look at that. You can see me do this now, guys.
God, so many pixels.
Pixels on pixels. I mean, yeah, man. So we're excited to be here and to do this stuff. This show is just about me and Jacob shooting the shit, sitting really uncomfortably close to each other. That's part of the whole aesthetic of this. We usually do. I say we usually do, but this is the second episode, so get used to this.
Seeing faces. You thought it was just audio, but
the visuals here, the visuals here, guys, breaking through. How's your week going, man? How's life? How's the kid? How's the wife?
man, I'm not complaining. It's my day off, so I don't gotta work. So I'm cool, man.
See,
you know
even on his day off, Jacob is here, just giving you guys the gold, giving you guys
just digging that gold out of these cliffs, which is our mind.
Exactly. Because that's what you do.
Man, no complaints though. I've been really. I know it sounds cliche, but I've been really loving like the transition of the weather lately, like how it's going a little bit more cooler and whatnot. Kind of that fall moving in a little bit, it's not 100 degrees as much anymore and stuff. Well, this being the last weekend of summer officially.
Yeah, I'm not with you there, Jake.
No.
You
ain't about that fall.
No, the fall depressed me because I know there's gonna be months of cold coming my way. Like there's gonna be months on top of months where I'm going to have to put on a fucking jacket, and I can't just like go outside and feel comfortable. So
I gotta say though, one thing I always say about the different seasons is that I feel like the summer is a lot more annoying than the winter because when it's hot, you can only do so much to make yourself feel better. Like you can only what are you gonna do? Get naked outside in the street? You can't like.
People say that all the time,
but like
that's always their excuse.
But in the winter,
you can get warm. You can put on more stuff, and it's easier. It's terrible and it's uncomfortable. You can't even move in the wintertime. Like literally, I don't even want to go anywhere. I don't even want water to touch me. Because I know I'm gonna be cold. It's like, man. I'd rather.
Do you drink less water too in the winter?
I think so, but I try not to. Like I don't like the winter because it just like literally my body doesn't want to do anything. I don't want to do nothing in the wintertime. So I don't. I like, for me, anyways, I love the summer because my brain feels more like ready to go. Like it matches how my brain and my body they align more, right? Because I always want to go and like do and stuff, and like I feel that more in the warmth. In the cold, I'm just like, yo, give me a blanket. I'm gonna sit here for hours, like
pretzel dog it,
Like I can't. I don't know how you guys do it, man. I don't know how you winter loving motherfuckers.
Well, no, I don't.
Do this.
Well, I mean, the winter. The only thing I will say this, and I'm probably definitely in the minority of people that think this, but I like snow. Like I love the snow. Like I'm a sucker for the snow. But
you like to watch the inches grow.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
But I like the snow. But I do agree that I hate the cold as well. But my main focus is I like the fall autumn time. Like I like it's where it's cool, but it's not cold.
It's beautiful.
The pumpkin picking, the hay rides, like that kind of Halloween atmosphere. Like I like that type of stuff. Like and that transition.
See, if that wouldn't then lead to horrible cold and frozen toes, I would be all for that. I'd be like, oh, look at the leaves, they're now orange. Whoa, fantastic. But the fact that I know that after those leaves turn orange, those trees are going to be bare and ugly, and then everything's going to be depressing, and we're just going to have cloudy days. Every other day is just going to be cloudy and overcast, and we're rarely going to get to see the sun, and then one day it's just going to snow, and we won't be able to go outside, and then it's going to get slushy, and then our feet are going to get wet. Like, nah, fuck that shit.
No, honestly, Clayon, when you walk by the trees and they're losing their leaves, that's just the tree looking at you like, yeah, motherfucker. Guess what's coming?
I hate it.
Guess what's coming, Clay?
Not funny.
We
to me.
gonna drown you.
I don't like that. It's not funny to me. It's not. I know it's not even humorous. I hate it so much with all my soul.
But you don't like the diversity. You don't like the
No.
every season type thing.
No.
Like it sucks.
It's pointless
are you
and
kidding?
useless. It's dumb.
Why?
Because it doesn't serve any good. What good does it serve? Like
you can
truly,
build a snowman.
boo.
Really?
What am I, 6-year-old?
Honestly, I do see your point, because if it's a cold winter without any snow, then I'm like, this is some BS. Like, if it's gonna be cold, I need some blizzards. You know what I'm saying?
It's all dumb.
I love blizzards.
With snow, without snow. Like, I appreciated snow when I was younger, the beauty of it. But snow's only beautiful for like a day.
Maybe.
Snow's beautiful for one day, and then after that, it looks gross and filthy, and it's slushy, and it's gray, and it's brown, and it has dog pee in it, and it has dog poo in it, because people are walking their dogs and not fuck. Because in the wintertime, that's when motherfuckers just leave shit everywhere. Like, there is no picking up shit in the wintertime. Like, I have lived in places where it'll be snowy, and the snow melts, and all you see is just piles of shit everywhere, because like, no one picked up their shit.
The people don't realize that it's still there. It's like, no, I don't see it, so it's not there.
Like, nah, it's there. It's terrible. I don't like winter, man. I don't like winter. Like, if I lived in a place where there was, like, snowboarding, maybe I could find some joy, but I don't. I live in fucking Rhode Island, where
sledding.
everything's flat. Fuck you and your sledding. Those tiny-ass hills that you have to just... Majority of sledding is climbing up hills, bruh.
But it's that going down. It's like
For 5 seconds!
It's that 5 seconds, so you
And
know
then that
trumps the 5
3
minutes.
minutes of just struggling back up that hill with your fucking sled in your hands.
I'm not gonna lie though, because sometimes when you be going outside in winter and it's like there's snow on the ground and stuff, and you just get that one good piece of snow like down your pants or something, it just ruins your whole day.
Nah, it all ruins it. Imagine like you're just walking down the street, right? You got your boots on. Next thing you know, the fucking snow gets in the crack of your boots, and now your foot's all wet for no reason.
Then you
I'm protecting myself because I'm wearing a boot, but somehow snow found its way inside my damn boot.
It wants you, Clayon. It wants to show you. It
want
wants to show you the
though.
magic.
Nah, man.
It's like clowns.
This is the only place where I'm colorist. No white shit. I ain't about that white life. That's the only time.
This damn white snow
I ain't
coming and taking over
about that
everything.
shit, man. Like, no, man. And it's all extra work. You know, now every other week you gotta go shoveling heavy ass snow, freezing your toes off and your fingers off. Like, oh, it's too much struggle just to live. It's too much struggle just to live. I
always see those memes where it's like, why do I live in a place where the air hurts my face?
For real. Like, so much that we have to buy like masks. And I am the one thing I'm really thankful for is that I don't live in the Midwest, because their winter is way worse than like our winter, man.
Yeah.
It is way worse. So I'm just excited that I don't have to experience that. You know,
Yeah.
None of that winter bullshit. Ain't about that winter life. Ain't about.
I ain't about that Pacific Northwest winter life. Like, because when I was in Washington, you had in the area I was at, you would have like cold temperatures, but imagine cold temperatures with rain.
Oh,
like
it doesn't it rain there like all the time?
Yeah, all the time, man.
It's like forever raining.
It's always raining and stuff, and that's why it's like, ugh. And especially when it's cold out and it's raining on top of that, so you got that cold water. It's like it's not cold enough to be snow, but it's not warm either. You know, it's just it's horrible. I hate it.
And the one thing though, when I lived in, I say this all the time. So if anyone's listening to this podcast that I talk to on a regular basis, I've said this like. When I moved to California, the thing that I missed the most, which was super surprising, was rain.
Really?
I know you got a bunch of it, but in Cali it rains. It doesn't rain often until it's the season when it just floods everywhere. It just comes out all the time and just floods everything. But the majority of the year, it rains maybe once a month, maybe, and it'll drizzle for like 5 minutes.
Oh wow!
So like I remember missing rainy days, like days when it would just rain, and that was weird to me. That I never thought in my mind that I would miss rainy days. The comfort of just like a rainy day, you get to just like either sit on your couch or be in your bed. Just you don't have those those moments in Cali. So it was really when I started when I didn't experience it. It was just I don't know. I wanted it, and when I came back to Rhode Island, it was just I'm like yes, like I embraced those like rainy ass days. Like it was just I liked it.
Same
So-
thing, man. When it comes to snow for me, like over in Washington, you to get like a couple. You get like maybe if you were lucky, you would get like half an inch, and then everyone else was freaking out over half an inch up there because like they don't get snow like that. At least
We don't know what to do with our
right. I'm
hands.
over here just like you little children, man. Like you don't even know. Even though we don't like in Rhode Island, we don't even get that much anymore. But that was the same thing for me. You with the rain, I missed the snow like soon. So when I came home and like we had a little snowstorm, I was loving it. Like,
You were like a pig in mud.
exactly.
He was excited.
Just
Did you?
rolling around.
Sorry to change the subject
Yeah.
so abruptly. Are you interested in getting the new Tony Hawk? Because they remade Tony Hawk 1 and 2.
Yes, I have heard.
Are you? Were
such
you?
things.
Were you a Tony Hawk?
I played one of them like back in the day, but yeah, I was a big fan of that game. I just loved like the different combos you could do. Like I can't remember exactly which game it was, but it was probably like on the PlayStation 1 or something like that, from what I'm thinking. Like, but I was
it was PlayStation 2.
It could have been PlayStation 2 too. All I remember is you like usually were in a warehouse or something like that.
Yeah, that was the
like
first one. Yes.
Yeah. So
one of the most famous like scenes is the warehouse.
yeah. So that one, I was all about that when I was a kid and stuff. I mean, in terms of picking up this one, not maybe at full price. I'll probably wait for.
You probably wait till it cheapens out a little bit.
It's not one of those things for me where it's like I have to have it right now. So, but yes, but to answer your question, definitely a big fan of that one that I played back in the day.
Yeah, I saw that they remade it, and I'm interested. Like I think like you, I'm gonna wait till it like. There's a bunch of games right now that I'm already like that I need to like get done or whatever. Like so I'm gonna wait on it, but I am sort of excited to revisit that game.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, I got this week. I got Horizon Zero Dawn.
Ooh.
So
Another big open world one.
I started that one. It's pretty fun. Yeah, it's a great world. I'm enjoying the character that I'm playing, and I'm enjoying the world. So I'm really interested in diving in that a little bit more. I also started Hitman 2.
Hitman 2, that's another good one. I always loved the Hitman games ever since the older ones and like Blood Money and stuff like that. So how far are you in that one? Are you just
in Hitman?
Yeah.
I think I literally started today, this morning, because I have a PlayStation Now, and I realized that with certain games, they put it on there for like a certain period of time, and once the time is up, you can no longer play the game, even if you downloaded it. I'm not even saying. Even if you download it off there.
Oh, once it's gone even from your library.
From your
stuff?
PlayStation, yeah, which is so they do it definitely like sort of a Netflix thing where it's like so you can play for a certain time, and then once the time has elapsed, then they lock the game.
Do you think that's because they have certain contracts with these publishers or something like that?
Yeah,
like,
I also think it's a way to prevent someone from, let's say, like someone subscribing to it, downloading a bunch of games, and then unsubscribing, which is I think. But I also think I think it's pretty dumb. I think if you download a game, you should be able to play the fucking game, especially if you still have the account.
Yeah, if you have the
like if you're still paying into the subscription.
Because that's what I was gonna say. Because you answered it right after, but I was gonna ask. I was like, well, if you already downloaded it in that time, are you good like to like keep it? But then you answer your question saying like
it's like but that's my I feel like if I still have a PlayStation Now account and I'm paying into it every month or whatever I've paid, even if I downloaded a game and the game is gone off of that, I should be able to still play the game because I'm still paying my PlayStation Now. Now, if I wasn't, I totally understand you being like, okay, the game is locked because it's but I don't like the fact that you could be in the middle of a game and they just sort of lock it on you, and then you have to then buy it at full price if you want to continue. Because some of the games that I had already downloaded on PlayStation Now, I was like, okay, let me see then what the actual price for these games are, and they were like full price, and I'm like, that's kind of F. You gave me a game, I was able to download it, I still have the account, but now I can't play the game.
Yeah, does that work for? I don't know if you tried it with Sony exclusives. Does it also go for the Sony exclusive, like PlayStation, just games that are for PlayStation? Does also?
But that's the thing. Not all the games that are on there have expiration. Have a window. Not So some of them that they put on there it's like this game is available from this time to this time.
But there's others that doesn't say that. It's just
there's other ones that don't have that timeline.
Because I was gonna say that would be messed up if they even do that for like Sony exclusive games, because like where else would the game go?
Yeah,
it's like this is PlayStation. You should stay there.
They tend to have more Sony games on there.
That must suck for like a game like, let's say you download a game like GTA 5 or something. That must really suck if that game had like a limit on.
But I downloaded like Lego World, and it's one of these like sandboxy build your own sort of like world thing. Mm-hmm. And luckily I didn't like start building anything, because let's say I would have started building and then now they locked me out, and it's like, yo, what the like that I don't like that. I don't like the fact that if I'm still paying into my PlayStation Now subscription, like for you to lock me out of my games it just feels cheap.
That would piss me off.
It just feels cheap, yeah.
Like, especially if it's a game I'm like into. Like no,
I wanted to play. There's a game I downloaded called Control, and I really wanted to play it. And I also wanted to play the new Tomb Raider that was on there. I haven't played like a Tomb Raider game in a while, and I downloaded both of them. And I was super excited to play them. And and I looked, and it was like locked. And I try to get into it. It's like, you can't get it. You can't. I'm like, yo, this is bull. I'm paying for the service, and I can't play the game that I downloaded because there's a certain time, and it doesn't make sense. Like, I get it if I didn't download it within this time.
Yeah.
And it's gone, then that makes sense. But if I already downloaded it, and I clearly downloaded it because I want to play the gosh forsaken game, I still have PlayStation Now, but you're not allowing me to.
I guess the only thing I could think that they do that for is because maybe the publishers who make these games are like, we don't want our game to be exclusively on your thing, so maybe it has to like for instance, Xbox also has one, like Xbox Game Pass or something like that too. So it's like maybe these places are like, we're only gonna allow you to have it for this amount of time. I don't know why they would do it like that. But
I think it's a great.
Where else would the game go? Like, it's not like it's going.
Well, it's just a way for them to. I feel like it's just a way for them to like wet your whistle, get you interested, and then like. It clearly, let's say I would have started something like a Control, and I was halfway in the middle of the game, and then they took it away from me. Now that's forcing me, if I want to continue, to then buy the game, right? Yeah. I feel like it's just an underhanded way for them to handcuff you to like buy the game. And also, I must say one thing also about PlayStation, which I freaking hate. You can go to, like, let's say you go to the PlayStation Store. Mm-hmm. You can go to a certain point where the game is a certain price, and then you're on your PlayStation still, and you go to someplace else, and it's a different price. It's like, why aren't all the games this, like, if I go and I say I want to buy Grand Theft Auto 5, I might go to a screen and it says Grand Theft Auto 5 is $40. Okay. And then I go to another screen, maybe that's saying, 75% off, like the sales screen, like a deal. I'll go there, and it'll be like, Grand Theft Auto, $14, or whatever. I'm like, it irritates me that I can pay for the same game $40. I can pay, so if I want... So if I want the game, I can accidentally pay $40, or I can pay the $14.
Damn.
Why is the option to pay the $40 still there if it's on sale for $14 or $15? Like, that is bullshit. Like, if I don't like that shit. I don't know if I explained it right, but it's just annoying the way they try to like
Let's hope that
get money out of
they
you.
wouldn't reflect that sale price on everything. That's messed up.
Right, or update it. Like,
Yeah.
if it's on sale, then it should show no matter what page you go on that it's that price.
I just personally, I don't like buying games digitally myself.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like I'll do it because I have the PlayStation Plus. So what I'll do is they give you 2 free games a month. So I'll if it's a good game, I'll download it that way or whatever like that. But I was always turned off from buying games digitally because one time I bought I bought Titanfall 2 a couple years ago for PlayStation, and it took 3 days to download onto the damn system, and I was the whole this is the funny thing too, because the reason I bought it digitally is because I didn't feel like driving to GameStop, which wasn't that far away from where I live. But I was like, I just don't feel like driving. I just want to download it real quick. I can play it right here. But I'm like, when it took 3 days, I'm like, I could have literally drove to GameStop and bought it for cheaper because because usually GameStop, their prices will be sometimes cheaper than digitally because, pre-owned, they don't have pre-owned games on digital. So obviously you're always going to be paying full price or the sale price or whatever. So after that, I was kind of turned off from buying full price games digitally.
I think the only thing I'm going to do digitally, to be honest, especially after dealing with that kind of weird little you can lock my game thing, which made me feel uncomfortable, I don't think I feel comfortable buying digital just because of something like that, like the fact that you can lock my game whenever you want. I don't like that shit. That's why I'd rather buy an actual game.
Exactly.
And the funny thing is, this PlayStation Now in the beginning, it was convincing me that maybe I should transition into just buying digital games. I was slowly trying to convince myself that, hey, yeah. But then this whole weird lock your game thing just turned me off completely.
Yeah.
I'm like, nah, I'm just gonna buy. I'm gonna take the time. I'm gonna go to GameStop and I'm gonna buy my game.
Exactly.
I'm not doing this digital.
It's
I
just
don't trust it.
For me too. Just buying a physical copy. Even if digital was amazing. Let's say it was just it was top notch. The way it worked. I don't know. Just for me, there's just something. It's just something, I don't know, different that it's just I just like buying a case. You know what I'm saying?
You know one thing I don't also like. Sorry, I don't like the fact that so I can subscribe for either PlayStation Now or PlayStation Plus on my console, right? But if I want to end my subscription, I have to go to the PlayStation website or whatever.
Oh really? Oh, I didn't know that.
To cancel my subscription.
Oh,
I hate when companies do that back-ended stuff. It's if I'm able to subscribe from my console, I should be able to unsubscribe from my console.
Yeah.
Why do I have to then do these extra steps to unsubscribe?
It's they're making it more inconvenient.
Exactly, so that you're and that's bull. That's such bull. I hate those kind of dumb tactics.
That's really stupid.
It's just annoying, man. It's super duper LL million. LL million is not a word, guys.
Million.
But I just at times I like to make up my own words because they're words that help me express how I'm feeling. LL million just felt.
Oh man, sometimes in life I wish you were in a Back to the Future movie.
What do you mean?
Because there are certain points, even this week, for instance, I just wish sometimes you would know how successful something would be in the past if you would have just known about it. For instance, I told you earlier, how I want to start getting into Twitch and streaming and stuff like that, and just to hear a lot of people say the reason for instance big streamers like Dr. Disrespect, Marshmello, about the Ninja, these guys who literally make millions of dollars streaming games and stuff. They were literally the first ones to get into it back in 2015, 2016 when Twitch started. I'm just wish I had a time machine to go back and just like Bitcoin or something. Everyone made fun of Bitcoin when it first came out, and now Bitcoin is so popular and so
it's
successful.
The same way. It's the same way I thought about podcasting, because podcasts. So yeah, man, those I agree with you. If it's like if I knew what I know now, I guess I would have dived more into that end. But I'm that weird person that I'm just so interested in so many things. It's hard for me to like focus fully on one thing.
Yeah.
Because there's so many things that I enjoy doing
Yeah.
and bring me so much joy when I do. I feel like I spent the majority of the earlier parts of my life trying to like figure out what's the most, and it has changed. Like before it was acting, I was like so into acting, and I still like to, but it's not necessarily that hunger in me anymore to be like I want to be a great actor. So like yeah, I think sometimes with me it's trying to figure out what I want to do and what I want to put all my creative power into.
Yeah.
Right now it's making podcasts and other stuff. But like I said, man, I wish I would have started this whole thing 10 years ago.
Yeah.
Like I wish I would have done it right off. When we started Matter of Opinion, I wish I would have done more to put that on like YouTube and to create a YouTube page for those videos and things like that. I don't know why it didn't pop in my brain. Hey, maybe you should take this and then put it on YouTube, but I didn't. So yeah,
I guess you just back to that like time old tradition of like advice, just being like, man, you just keep going with something, you know, like even if you feel like it's not producing much, just stick with it. And that's just that happy balance, because sometimes you stick with something and you keep working at it. Sometimes it still doesn't become successful.
Right.
But it's just taking that. At the end of the day, I feel like you just gotta do it for yourself and just like do it because it makes you happy, and then like, you know, that I think the success
and whatever
comes with
happens
that.
happens.
Exactly, because when you go into that mentality, even if you don't get anything from it, you still did it for yourself, and so that's cool.
Exactly.
But if you do become successful, it's like that's awesome too, you know. So
you just gotta do. If you enjoy something, just try to get good at it.
If you enjoy something, do it.
Or don't. Don't do it.
Maybe.
Why would you do that to yourself?
Do the do.
Why would you allow yourself to be embarrassed and try to do something you're not good at? Don't do it. Don't listen to Jacob.
Don't listen
Don't do it.
Don't listen to the critiques. Don't listen to the people. Also, that reminds me of TikTok, when TikTok first came out. Because when TikTok first came out, like 2 years ago, or like a year ago, I remember seeing the advertisements for TikTok that when no one was really using it. And I was just like, and it's funny because I thought to myself, like, oh, that seems like a funny little app to do like funny videos on and stuff like that. But one thing I did was I was like, oh, see, people don't seem to really like this. I've seen a bunch of comments about, oh, this is whack and stuff like that. And now look at TikTok. TikTok is like huge now, and like everyone's on TikTok now. So it's like, man, just get into things that you want to get into. Just screw everyone else.
I still think TikTok is whack.
Oh man, some people making some money off that.
I know. I don't get it. But there's a lot of stuff I don't get. It doesn't mean that it shouldn't be around. I'm not going to say anything because I'm going to sound like a hater.
Just like Vines. Vines were pretty...
Same difference. TikTok, Vines, same difference.
It all started from YouTube, though.
Yeah.
YouTube was the first one, and then...
there's a lot of modern day things that I'm just not a part of. I've realized TikTok is one of those communities. I'm not part of the Instagram community. Like, maybe I just need to infiltrate and just start be like, hashtag Clayon.
Like it's like when I tried to do Twitter once, I was like, what's Twitter? Like, what is it? Like, what do you do on Twitter?
You hashtag people. You tell people that they're terrible. You cancel people for things. What else?
We'll say one thing I do like about some of these platforms is that they have a little niche about them. And when I say that, I mean like, for instance, Twitter, you only have so many characters you can use to make your tweet. So you only have so many words that you can use to do that, which I thought that was like their niche. I'm like, oh, is Twitter one of those things where it's like you have to say things very condensed and like get your point away?
I think, yeah.
And then for Vine, I think one cool thing about Vine that I liked was like I might be wrong, but I believe that Vine was like you have to make a video in less than like 5 seconds. Like you have 5 seconds to make a video, so you have that amount of time to get your point across. What you're doing. So I thought that was kind of cool. Like it kind of reminded me of those those like make a video in an hour days, like with Carriage House and stuff like that. You know, like just a creative challenge to things. So I did think that was kind of cool about certain things. It kind of, but I think honestly when I saw that about Vine, about like, oh, you have to make something. I'm like, oh, this is just society really throwing in your face that it's like this now. It's like
that was too much pressure, man.
Not no 20-minute, 30-minute movies on YouTube. It's all about what can you show me in 5 seconds. Who are you, Clayon, in 5 seconds?
Like I said, I'm so far removed from that community that I don't see the positive in any of it. I don't see the positive in Vines and TikToks. I don't think they contribute anything art-wise to the culture. I think it's just another way to advertise things. So I think it's just a cheap prop that I despise because I don't think it helps.
Think of a Vine like this game of freeze in improv. You have, because freeze, you had like, what, like 5 seconds, 10 seconds? Like you had to establish that real quick, that funny laugh.
Yeah.
In freeze, you know? So that's kind of like the video option of that improv game.
Yeah. Not my thing. Just not my thing. I want to hear... I love podcasts because I want to hear full conversations. I want to learn things that I have never thought about or learned about in the past. I like audio that teaches me things. If I want a quick laugh, I will watch a sitcom. I will watch some Community, other shows that I can participate in with professionals who've sat down and thought about their comedy and be like, yep, that's the kind of comedy I like. I guess the thing is that I don't like anything that feels forced. And I feel like TikTok is just so it's just forced. It's a mechanism that's just made to force these things. I have a new song. Let me add a dance to it. TikTok challenge. This is my new dance called Whoop That Air. Whoop That Air. Everybody do it now. How many people gonna do it? Hear my new single. Hear my new dance. Whoop that. Whoop that. Whoop. Like it's stupid. It's just it doesn't add anything.
You got 5,000 followers just from doing that.
It's like all of it. You know, I have a new song called Heartbroken. Here's the new dance to Heartbroken. Alright, I'm challenging the rest of you mofos to make that. Alright? Add that to your next video, the Heartbroken dance. You know what I mean? Heartbroken. Like, I hate that shit. I hate things like that, and that's why I stay away from it. I don't like Twitter because I don't think anything productive happens there. You can't even have a productive conversations. It's just a bunch of just cancel, you suck, like there's
they're gonna call you Old Man Jenkins.
Give a fuck. I don't care.
On your porch with that cane, you Twitters over here. You Twitters and your TikTokers. And back in my day, we had AIM. And we had Saturday Night Live back in my day.
Back in my day, if you want to see comedy, you watch a goddamn sketch comedy show. You watch yourself some Mad TV, goddamn it.
Back in my day, you sat on a couch for 30 minutes and you enjoyed the sitcom.
And you waited through all those goddamn commercials in between the sketches.
Them Sanford and Son and Good Times and...
I'm not saying, and like, I want things to advance. I'm not arguing against things advancing. I just don't think that some of the new things advance art and culture in any way, shape, or form. It's just a way to cheapen all of that. It's literally like you cheapen your song by having to make a dance that goes with it. Not because a dance goes with it, but because you know that if you have a dance with your fucking song on TikTok, it's gonna go, like, that's not...
You know where it all started, right?
I'm gonna go with Drake or some shit like that?
No. Well, I mean, it probably didn't start with this guy, but at least I think it started with this guy. Soulja Boy. Superman. Superman,
You now watch me. You. Well, no, he was just an artist that like had dances that went with his music, but he. I guess he might have been the originator of. I gotta my dance and song goes together.
Everyone in 6th, 7th grade.
But not if you're Jamaican. If you're Jamaican, that's been a thing from the get-go, okay? Jamaicans, we've always done the whole dance music song. Bogle, Butterfly. Girl, you see the new brand lick. Butterfly. Mashing up the holy place. Butterfly. Like, that's a Jamaican thing. See, so I don't even know about that Soulja Boy stuff. Jamaicans, we've been attaching music to we've been attaching dance to music from the get-go. So I just want to say that. Continue with your Soulja Boy.
Cotton Eye Joe.
That's like the white person Superman. It's like white person Superman. No, it's the white it's the white Cupid shuffle. That's what that is. To the left, like it's the white version of that. The Cotton Eye Joe. Where did you come from? Where did you go? Where did you come from, Cotton Eye Joe?
Somewhere out in the Midwest, they were just like them damn city slickers. Yeah. We gonna represent our people.
They talking about moving left, and right, and shit like that. They don't know nothing about this here Cotton Eye Joe. What does that song even mean, Cotton Eye Joe?
I think it was literally just made to make the dance.
It was just like it sounded good together, and so we made a dance.
I mean, yeah, it's like even the Superman song. It's literally just about the dance. Like,
what is that? I don't even know the words. Like Soulja Boy up in it, ho. Why do I why me roll?
Why we crank that Soulja Boy, that
Superman down? Now I me you, what that Soulja Mommy, you crank that so, and that was the whole song. That's it. If you see those lines that we said, that's the whole 3 minutes or however long that song. I don't even think he says anything other than Soulja Boy up in his home. Oh my God!
You see, see, we can make a great comparison between that kind of music and video games because that kind of music, with Soulja Boy up and like music like that is mobile games, and full-fledged songs are like your open world story-driven games.
Right.
Because people are like, why should I invest in 5 lines of deep meaning of my heart for this girl? Or should I just make a catchy, like, dip in the muffin? Dip in the muffin. Oh, Angela loved that part, by the way. She was like, she died.
I don't know, man. You're absolutely right. Everything gets to the point where I think with art, so you start out with art. Okay, you're like, this is this thing that I'm doing. And then what you do is you explore it and you discover new things about it, right? And then you simplify it.
Yeah.
It feels like that's the course it's always been, right? Rap, it started out, even though rap did start out simple, but it started out like, oh shit, you can do rhymes to like beat. Okay. So it started with simple rhymes. A hip, a hop, a hip to the hip to the hip, hip, hop, you don't stop. And so you did that and you're like, okay, what else can I do other than hip, hop? And then you start getting into some like Jay-Z, even before Jay-Z, Tribe Called Quest, like just a bunch of people who then explore it lyrically and get beyond just the sort of simplicity of it, right? You get to the complicated roots of this thing. But then after you get there, it's like, what else do you do? Once you got to the center of this thing, once you got to the point where you can express yourself in this rhythmic way that is way more complex than just, I got a new car and I'm about to go there. Oh my God, it's an underwear. Like, those simple rhyme schemes to like, love them, leave them, but I don't even know words. I'm gonna pick a better song with words that I know. But like, I was like, here, or you could do this verse. But anyways, you get to songs where people start rhyming like an Eminem, like let's just put Eminem out there. Like the way his rhyme schemes are, they're just so complicated. It's not as A B rhyme. Yeah. It gets more complicated. So once you get to that height, it's like, what do you do after that?
Yeah.
You get back to the simple. You start to break it back down to its simple form, and then from that you can then explore.
Yeah.
So I think we got to the point in the early 2000s when we couldn't get any more complicated. It's like, how more fucking complicated can you get? And so I feel like the newer generation was like, fine, we're gonna fucking simplify it,
You're gonna
and we're
devolve it
gonna we're gonna now play with melody. Because we weren't playing with melody before, right? Melody was, like, we did, but not as intense as we do now.
Yeah.
Like, rap nowadays is so much more melodic than it was in the 90s, you know, and even in the early 2000s. You think about the way rappers rap. It's just way more, like, sing-songy than ever. So now we're exploring that part, and I think with exploring that, we had to simplify it. But now we're in the era
like
that we're complicating it even more.
Yeah, in like 15 years, it'll be like Shakespeare again.
I think right now it's Shakespeare. Kendrick Lamar is fucking Shakespeare.
What?
J. Cole is Shakespeare. Chance the Rapper sometimes is Shakespeare.
Or maybe now it's just all balanced now. Like, this is the environment now. Like, you have your other dude. You have your mumbles,
I think it's healthy. I think you go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're right.
I really think it's healthy.
Yeah.
Because you're absolutely right. Back in the day, in the 90s, the thing that you only had one choice: gangster rap.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't have any. There was no other kind of rap. Gangster rap was the most popular. You're talking about bitches, gats, and cocaine, and all that shit. Gangster rap, right? The early 2000s is when we started to diversify rap. We started exploring a little bit more. You had culture. You had sort of what we call the backpack rappers, where it was the rappers who reflected on their everyday life. You know, normal dudes who talked about their struggles that didn't have to do with fucking weed and all that.
Yeah.
It was just rapping to rap about what's happening in your life.
Yeah,
you know?
Exactly.
So we got to that part, and then we got to, like I said, the melodic, where you had someone like a Soulja Boy who was a little bit more simple. And I think in that era, I was a little anti that, because it took over.
Yeah.
It didn't allow everything else to flourish, because at one point in rap, it seemed like only one genre at a time in rap, only one subgenre at a time in rap could flourish.
Yeah.
Right? It was gangster rap that could only flourish, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then in the early 2000s, it was the mumble rap now that can only flourish.
Yeah.
It's like if you had something to say, like a Lupe Fiasco, at that time, people didn't want to hear your shit.
Yeah,
you were like, nah, we want to hear that mumble rap stuff. And I think we've gotten out of that and not fully, where we're at the point where we've evolved, where we're like, there is room for that, for the mumble rap, there is room for the gangster rap, and there's room for the backpack rap. And then Drake opened up a whole new fucking, like, R&B rappy shit. So rap now is way more diverse, and I love that, because it allows someone like me, or, you know, someone like Mike Eagle, to sneak in, to just come in and be like, hey, I'm not a gangster, but I have something to say about, you know, culture and society and all that, you know, and I love that. I love that there is room for the druggy guy, there's room for the gangster, there's room for the backpacker, there's room for the conscious rapper. Like, I love that.
Everyone has a seat at the table now.
Exactly. And that's beautiful that we've got to the point where that's the case. Because it wasn't the case for a majority of our life. You know, it really wasn't. So the fact that we're here now, I'm excited, and I hope that it continues. That's why I never want to, like, as much as I don't listen to, like, Young Boy or where all those mofos, I think that it's important that they're there in the genre.
There's obviously an appetite for that.
Clearly, man. I'm not young anymore. The younger generation, they want something else. And hey, who am I to be like, nah, well, I can say that's not something that I listen to, and I can, I guess, say to me it's garbage. But just because it's garbage to me, it doesn't mean that it doesn't have the right to exist and be part of, you know.
Get you.
Our
live and let live.
Live and let die. All right. Well, that's what we have this week, guys. That's the episode. I thank you guys very much for joining us. Remember to like, subscribe to our Coffee Milk Podcast. This is not a Coffee Milk Podcast, but this is in the family. This is Clayon Couch.
Cousin.
Yeah.
Like this, you always like the cousins.
Not all.